What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video on my channel Skotrix, and today as you can see we are back on NBA 2K21 Next Gen for another build guide video. And in today's video I'm going to be showing y'all how to build the Larry Bird build. This is a super good all around wing build, but it doesn't just have to play on the wing. You can also play the big man or even the guard with this build. It is really good all around. It has almost 75 badges and you can make it at either power forward or small forward. Obviously the power forward version does have a few extra badges, so that's the version I'm going to show you right here, but you could also make it at small forward. It'll have a few less badges, but there is an option to make that build as well. But before I get into the video right here, I just want to mention really quickly, if y'all are not subscribed to my channel yet, make sure to click that sub button. Only about 2% of the people who are actually watching my videos are subscribed to my channel, so if you click that sub button right now, you can join the 2% gang. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. But anyways, with all that being said, without any further ado, let's get right into the video here. Alright, so on this first screen, nothing really matters too much. The only thing that's important is you want your position to be a power forward. You could also make it a small forward like I said, but I'm going to make it a power forward for this build. Then the hand, jersey number, name, none of that matters. You can set that up however you want, then go ahead and click continue. Now for the body settings for this build, first off for the height right here, you want to move this down 1 inch to 6'8". This I believe is Larry Bird's height in real life, and it's also the best height to make this build. You're going to be really good. You could run the guard. You're going to get pro dribble moves at 96 overall, so that's really good. Or you could run the center with this build. Obviously most big men are only 6'9", so you could easily run the center and you're only going to be 1 inch shorter than most big men in the game. So that's really good. 6'8" right here is the perfect height, the perfect balance between guard, wing, and big man. So 6'8" right there. And then for the weight right here, you do want to move this down quite a bit to 230 pounds right here, and as you can see this moves your speed up to an 81. It does change a few other things including your speed with ball, which is good, but the main reason you want to move this build down to 230 pounds is so that you can get your speed up to an 81. If you move it down any further you start losing some other stuff, and you move it up any further you do lose that one speed, so you don't want that. 230 pounds is the perfect sweet spot for this build. 81 speed, and remember once you get in the Gatorade facility you can get that up to an 85, and once you get above 95 overall with this build that'll get even higher. So 230 pounds, perfect spot for the weight. Then for the wingspan right here, you do want to also move this down to 6'10" right here. This gets your shooting back up to a very high level. At your mid-range will be at a 93, your 3-point will be at a 90, and some of your defense does go down, but as you can see it's all still in the mid 80s, so you'll be able to guard every single position with this build super easily. 6'10" is the perfect wingspan for this build, and it does look a little bit weird right now because your body type is burly, but for the body type you can set this up however you want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect the build in any way. All it does is change how it looks. Won't change the attributes, won't change the badges. So for me, I'll probably just take compact, but again it doesn't matter. You can choose whichever one you want, and once you have all of your body settings set up like this, you can go ahead and say continue. Now for the attribute and badge distribution for this build, first off for the finishing right here, you want to start off by moving your driving layup up to a 91, then you want to max out your driving dunk, standing dunk, and post control just like that. That'll give you 16 finishing badges, and as you can see you can get just about every single good finishing badge all the way onto Hall of Fame, and some of these badges that will say they'll only go up to gold will actually be able to get up to Hall of Fame once you get above 95 overall, so keep that in mind. I will show you how to put on the badges at the end of the video, and that'll also show you which badges get up to Hall of Fame once you get above 95 overall, so keep that in mind. But right now 16 finishing badges with all of these attributes will be more than enough. You will be able to get contact dunks with the 87 driving dunk, so that's really good, and you also have more than enough in the other categories as well. Then you can go down to shooting right here. For shooting you want to max out your mid-range, 3-pointer, and then bring your free throw right here all the way up to a 62 right here. This gives you 22 shooting badges, and again a lot of the good shooting badges can get all the way up to Hall of Fame. Some of them can only get up to gold, but some of those will be able to get up to Hall of Fame once you get above 95 overall. And with a 93 pointer and a 93 mid-range along with 22 shooting badges, you're going to be a lights out shooter for sure, so you'll be good just like that. Then you can go down to your playmaking right here. First off for the pass accuracy, you want to move this all the way up to an 80, since obviously Larry Bird was an amazing playmaker. You want to have really good pass accuracy, and then you can max out your ball handle and your speed with ball, and that gives 17 playmaking badges, which is more than enough to be able to do everything that you're going to need. And as you can see right here, you do get your ball handle up to a 79, so like I said, you will be able to get pro dribble moves at 96 overall, which is good as well. And then you can go down to defense right here. First off for the defense, you want to max out your perimeter defense, you want to max out your steal, block, and your defensive rebound just like that. And then you also want to put your interior defense up right here to a 38, and that will give you 17 defense badges. And as you can see, you can get clamps and intimidator onto gold, and basically every other good defense badge all the way up to Hall of Fame. So you're going to be set with your defense like this. You'll be able to guard every single position from speed boosting point guards all the way to 7-foot post scorers. So you'll be good, super good with this defense. Then you can go down to your physicals right here. First off, you want to max out your speed, acceleration. You don't want to quite put your acceleration up to max, you just want to put this up to a 76, and then you want to max out your stamina just like that. And you do have a couple extra attribute points right here. There's not any extra badges that you can get with these, so you can just put them wherever you want. Offensive, rebound, interior, defense, strength, vertical. For me, I'm just going to put them into interior defense. And there you go, that is the final badge and attribute setup for this build. As you can see, super good all around. It can literally do everything. The only things that aren't upgraded is strength, which really isn't important, and close shot. The reason you don't upgrade close shot is because it will eat up a ton of attributes and give you almost no finishing badges, and you really don't need it, especially with this driving layup and driving dunk. You don't need to upgrade your close shot, and everything else is upgraded at least a little bit, so you're going to be super good all around with this build. It really is the best all around wing in the entire game. So once you have it all set up like this, you can go ahead and say yes. For the takeover, this doesn't matter. You can choose whichever one you want. You have the options between a lockdown, sharpshooter, shot creator, and slasher. For me, I'll probably just take a shooting and a slashing one. So for the slashing one, I'll take finishing moves, and for the shooting one, I'll take limitless range. But you can choose whichever ones you want. Doesn't matter. Personal preference, just depends on your play style. Then go ahead and say yes. And as you can see right here, boom, playmaking 3-level scorer, shades of Chris Webber, Jayson Tatum, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. But this build really does play like Larry Bird. It's a super good all-around build, very similar to Larry Bird. So now I'm going to go ahead and take a quick second, like I said, to show you how to put on the badges for this build. This will only take a second. I recommend you stick around for this because you will also get to see which badges that only showed as gold on the previous screen will be able to get all the way up to Hall of Fame. So first off, for the finishing badges right here, you're going to want to go ahead and get Posterizer onto gold. If you took a slashing takeover, you're going to want to get Heat Seeker. I did, so I'm going to invest into Heat Seeker next, all the way up to Hall of Fame. Acrobat onto silver, Lob City Finisher onto gold, and then Slithery Finisher all the way up to Hall of Fame. This is one of those badges that only showed as gold on the previous screen, but you can get Slithery Finisher all the way up to Hall of Fame once you get above 95 overall. So this is how I'm going to set up the finishing badges right here. Obviously some personal preference, but this is a really good all-around way to set it up. Go ahead and say yes. Now for the shooting badges right here, first off, you're going to want to get deep threes all the way up to Hall of Fame. This is another one of the badges that only showed as gold on the previous screen that can actually get all the way up to Hall of Fame. So that's good. And then you're going to want to invest into fade ace so you can shoot post fadeaways just like Larry Bird, then catch and shoot all the way onto gold, blinders onto bronze, deadeye onto gold. If you took a sharpshooting takeover, you're going to want to invest into hot shot. If you didn't, you can ignore this, but I did, so I'm going to get this all the way up to gold, and then hot zone hunter onto Hall of Fame just like that. Now again, obviously there is some personal preference here depending on your playstyle. You could also take badges like corner specialist. Maybe if you're going to be playing more of the guard, you could take something like rhythm shooter or stop and pop, or maybe even volume shooter. But for me, this is the perfect way to set up these badges for this build, so I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Now for the playmaking badges right here, obviously a ton of playmaking badges as well. And I'm going to go ahead and start by investing into quick first step onto Hall of Fame, handles for days onto Hall of Fame, unpluckable onto silver, which is really all that you're going to need it onto, and then dimer and floor general both onto gold. And with the last badge right here, I'm just going to go ahead and put it into needle threader, but you could put into some dribbling badges if you want to. Maybe you want to get rid of floor general and put ankle breaker, space creator, and tight handles all onto bronze, which will give you a little bit more ability to break down defenders and take ankles. But for me, this is the perfect way to set up the playmaking badges, so I'm going to go ahead and say yes. And now for the defense badges right here, you're going to want to go ahead and get clamps onto gold, intimidator onto gold, rebound chaser all the way up to Hall of Fame. Then if you took a defensive takeover, you're going to want hot stopper onto Hall of Fame as well, or maybe only onto gold, but I didn't, so I'm going to ignore that. Instead, I'm going to put interceptor onto gold. Then with these last 4 badges right here, I'm going to go ahead and get chase down, heart crusher, pick dodger, and rim protector all onto bronze just like that. And this is how I'm going to set up the defense badges for this build. This is super good, so you can guard every single position with these defensive badges. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm these just like this. And there you guys go. That is how you build the best Larry Bird build in NBA 2K21 Next Gen. Now I will mention, if you did make the small forward build, the best badges that you can get is really about like 11 finishing, 12 shooting, and then like 15 in playmaking and defense. But that's why I think the power forward is a little bit better. But you could make this the small forward build. Just follow the same attribute upgrades that I did, only add small forward, and you'll get a similar build just with less badges. But yeah, anyways, that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe to my channel if you're new. Like I said, only 2% of people who watch the videos are actually subscribed to my channel. So if you click that sub button right now, you can join the 2% gang. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. But yeah, anyways, that's going to be it. All right, peace.